The Season 5 trailer for Netflix's most-watched TV show, Stranger Things, has just been released, and it proves that multiple fan theories are actually true. Elle's guardian-turned-father figure, Jim Hopper, will most likely have to sacrifice himself in Stranger Things' upcoming season. In the Season 5 trailer, Hopper is seen sitting on a bed alone with Joyce Byers, approaching a wall that appears to be a part of the Upside Down, and protecting Elle on multiple occasions. In a brief blink-and-you'll-miss-it moment, Hopper pulls the tab on what can only be assumed is some sort of explosive. However, Hopper remains sitting. He simply throws the bomb above his head and braces for impact. Considering a few shots prior, Hopper was seen covering Elle with his body, it is highly probable that Elle and Hopper were forced to separate from the rest of the group, and found themselves in some trouble, causing Hopper to sacrifice himself in protection of Elle. While it could be in protection of the whole gang, based on their relationship, it would make the most sense for Hopper to make the ultimate sacrifice for Elle alone. Seen through a snippet of Season 5, it can be assumed that Hopper's relationship with the other characters will be tied up as well, just before his death. For example, since the events of Season 3 and 4, fans have grown to love the budding romance between Joyce and Hopper. Considering Netflix chose to include a shot of the couple sitting alone on a bed, it would make sense for this to be their final interaction before he passes. Eddie will return in Season 5. It's pretty rare for a character to drop in 3 seasons late and completely steal the show, but Eddie Munson did just that, and he will most likely return in Stranger Things Season 5. It is made clear throughout Stranger Things' earlier seasons that people can communicate from the Upside Down via electronic signals. In Season 1, Joyce is seen talking to Will via a wall phone, and of course, the iconic Christmas light scene proves this theory as well. In the Season 5 trailer, the gang is seen attempting to tap into some sort of audio signal. Considering past seasons have proven it is possible to reach the Upside Down through auditory signals, they might just have a chance at reaching Eddie. Eddie was killed off in Season 4 after luring away a horde of monsters using his electric guitar. Who better to reconnect with the outside world via auditory signaling than the Master of Puppets himself? Aside from the obvious tie around radio frequencies in the Season 5 trailer, Dustin is shown mourning Eddie at his grave, which has been defiled by graffiti. While it is possible that the grave is shown for nothing more than a brief tribute, considering the high demand for the return of his character within the fandom, it isn't a stretch to assume that Netflix has finally given in. Will Byers is highlighted multiple times throughout the Stranger Things Season 5 trailer. Considering he is speculated to be the first person ever to be brought to the Upside Down, it would make sense for his story to continue until the very end, as he may be the only one who can defeat Vecna. In the trailer, there are 2 key voiceover lines that seem to confirm this theory. First, just before Vecna's full figure reveal, he says, "I found you." While there are a few characters he could very well be talking to, including Elle, there is a good chance he's speaking directly to Will. After all, it would give the show a very full circle moment, considering Vecna hasn't technically seen Will since Season 1. Fans have pointed out in the past that Will seems to have a few special abilities. Seen in previous seasons, he most certainly has a knack for sensing Vecna's presence, and at one point was possessed, or rather served as a vessel for Vecna back in Season 2. A prominent theory points out that this is likely resulting from when he was physically entangled in Vecna's vines in Season 1. Aside from Elle, Will is quite possibly the most powerful member of the cast, and is most likely to be the one to take down Vecna. However, this may ultimately lead to his demise. If the relationship between Vecna and Will turns out to be a Voldemort-Harry Potter Horcrux situation, could Will eventually realize that Vecna simply cannot be defeated without him dying first? His friends will most definitely attempt to find another way, but knowing Will, he will charge straight into battle, ready to make the sacrifice. In fact, the trailer seems to confirm this personality trait of Will from the get-go. The trailer shows a close shot of Will's face, with the corresponding voiceover line, "I need you to fight one last time." After the events of Season 4, audiences were unsure whether or not their newest fan favorite, Max Mayfield, would ever return. But the Season 5 trailer has all but confirmed that she will in fact be okay. There are a few seconds within the trailer where Lucas Sinclair, along with a few other members of the friend group, are seen in what is likely a hospital, hiding from a couple Demogorgons. But after taking a closer look, it appears that Lucas is holding on to Max. She's still in a hospital gown, so is it likely that she's still in a coma? Yes. But it wouldn't make much sense for Lucas risk taking her off of life support unless he knew for sure she had a chance of waking up. While Max didn't die after her close encounter with Vecna, she was left in a deep coma and gravely injured. Considering she is one of the newer characters to receive an introduction in the series, it was a bit surprising to see her eliminated so quickly, leaving fans disappointed that Season 4 could have possibly been the end of the road for her. However, just like Will and Elle, Max is now one of the few to have gotten so close to Vecna and managed to survive. To eliminate Max so early on would be a shame, especially after Netflix has kept fans' hopes up for so long, ever since the Season 4 finale. It is no question that Max will play some sort of role in Season 5, but whether or not she has a hand in defeating Vecna himself, only time will tell.
I mean, it's a little weird.
Two characters are among the most likely to die in Season 5, and it's not looking good for them in the trailer either. Jonathan Byers and Steve Harrington will die in Season 5. There are a few key points in the trailer that point to these characters' deaths. Steve is the first person shown in the trailer, which, while it isn't necessarily an indicator itself, it isn't a great sign either. In typical screenwriting/teleplay fashion, characters are often highlighted just before they're killed off. The death of Steve wouldn't just be heartbreaking for the audience, it might just tear the group apart as a whole. Steve is arguably one of the most beloved characters in the franchise. While he was somewhat of a bully earlier on, his character arc from bully to babysitter has been one of the highlights of the series, meaning fans have been left on edge about when Netflix will decide to take him out of the picture. After all, like Eddie Munson, for example, it seems that fan-favorite characters, more often than not, get the short end of the stick. Jonathan Byers will also most likely have to sacrifice himself in Season 5, as indicated by a couple interesting inclusions of the Season 5 trailer. Jonathan is one of the characters who receives a line in the trailer, meaning he will likely play a pivotal role in the upcoming season. He says, "This thing, it ties us together forever." However, it's not just the line that makes his death a confirmed theory. It's the way Nancy responds to what he's saying. Jonathan is seen saying this line to Nancy in almost a pleading way, asking her to let him go. She nods, then looks away, no doubt heartbroken that she is about to lose him forever. Just after the scene, Nancy is seen sobbing in the bathroom, washing blood off of her hands. Whose blood could this be, other than Jonathan? Stranger Things Season 5 premieres with Volume 1 on November 26th, followed by Volume 2 on Christmas, and the finale on New Year's Eve. Stranger Things Season 5 is arguably one of the most anticipated premieres of the past couple of years. Many sci-fi series have paled in comparison, as Stranger Things doesn't just rely on the fear factor of its monsters or the complexity of its world building. It gives audiences likable, flawed, memorable characters, which drive the story forward. What do you think of these Stranger Things Season 5 theories? Are there any Easter eggs from the trailer you noticed that we missed? What character are you hoping makes a return in the upcoming season? Which character will play the biggest part in defeating Vecna? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more theories just like these. Thanks again for watching ScreenRant, and I'll see you in the next one.